Hi, Kevin. I'm Linda.
Hey, Linda. Nice to meet you.
I have a few questions for you today, and then we'll see what we can do for you, okay?
All right, sounds good.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you're looking for today?
Yeah, I want to do some outpatient. I was recently discharged from rehab about a week ago. It was a 6-month inpatient.
6
And-
months?
Right.
Okay.
And so I'm looking for some more stability, some accountability. Just want to attend some meetings and maybe speak to a counselor one-on-one so that I don't, revert back to using them. So.
Okay. All right. Can you tell me a little bit about your background? How you grew up, your family life, that
Yep.
kind of thing?
Sure. Family life was good. Growing up, I was one of those kids you could say was without excuse. My parents have a good marriage. They don't use, they don't drink or smoke cigarettes or anything. I'm kind of like the black sheep in the family.
Okay.
Growing up, I had everything I needed or wanted. We grew up in a good middle-class neighborhood. So like I said, I really didn't have any excuse to start using. I made some bad decisions in high school. So
Kind of like peer pressure?
peer pressure, I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, the wrong people, and I just got, sucked into that lifestyle, so.
Okay. How old were you when you first started drinking or using drugs?
I was 14. I started experimenting with alcohol, and I started smoking a little bit of pot, which I feel is pretty normal for high school kids. That progressed, and I began to use, experiment with all kind of drugs. I was a little bit of a garbage head in high school. I did, uppers, downers, and everything in between. Primarily, though, I was introduced to pharmaceuticals about the age of 16. I started off with just like Xanax, Percocet, things like that. And that, I seemed to gravitate more toward the pills so much than the uppers or the pot. I still used all the rest with it. But I really, Oxycontin got big at that time. And so I was able to, get them for cheap. So I started selling them and then started using them more and more. And it progressed from there on to heroin. And, I've just been struggling with the addiction for about 15 years now.
15 years, okay.
Yeah.
How often do you use?
Well, like I said, I've been clean for almost 7 months. I was in rehab for 6, and I've been out for a couple weeks now. Before that, though, it was daily. I would use anywhere from $40 to $100 a day in pills or heroin, just to keep the withdrawals away. If I couldn't afford the heroin or the pills, I would keep Suboxone. I would buy those off the street just so I could be well. I couldn't function without it. I had to have something or I'd be physically sick. So.
Okay. Have you ever been incarcerated because you're using?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I've been incarcerated twice. Well, let me back that up. I've been to prison twice. I've been incarcerated numerous times. Everything was drug related. Even if the charge wasn't a drug charge by itself, it was, stealing or whatever I needed to feed the habit. So overall, though, I've got about 2 years of prison and jail time over the last 10 years.
Are those felonies or misdemeanors?
Both.
Both?
Yeah, I have, I think at last count, maybe 12 misdemeanor convictions and 5 felonies. The felonies are about 7 years old. I was released from prison in January 2008. And really haven't had any much legal trouble since then. Just a few little things here or there, but no more incarceration since that time.
All right. Do you have any pending charges?
No. No pending charges, no probation, nothing.
Do you take any medications?
No. Right now. I want to take ibuprofen for my back sometimes, but that's
Okay.
800s, but that's it.
And you say it's for your back. Do you have a history of back problems?
Yeah, I was in a bad car wreck about 4 or 5 years ago. Of course, I made it seem worse than it was because I wanted the doctor to keep giving me the pain pills and stuff like that. But I do have some damaged vertebrae and stuff, and so every few days a week I wake up and I'll be in a lot of pain, so I have to take a
So you did self-medicate for the pain in your back?
Yeah, I definitely did.
Self-medicated.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a program called Sojourners,
Mhm.
and it's an outpatient program.
Mhm.
It meets 3 times a week.
Okay.
One meeting will be one-on-one with a counselor,
Mhm.
and 2 meetings are group meetings.
Okay.
All 3 meetings are mandatory. Meeting with your counselor can also help you find a job or doctor visits
Okay.
or a place to live. Basically, just to help you to incorporate yourself back into society
Yeah.
as a young, clean, sober young man.
Okay.
So, is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, it is. Now, with meeting with the counselor, am I able to schedule that kind of on my own time, or and what days do the groups meet? Are they?
The group meetings are on Tuesdays and Thursdays,
Mhm.
and generally the counselor meeting with the counselor, he's pretty flexible. You'll have to meet with him. The first mandatory meeting will be on Monday, and then maybe you guys can work something around your schedule.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, yeah,
Alright.
that sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you,
All right,
Calvin,
thank you,
and
Linda.
thank you for
I
coming in.
appreciate your time.
And I wish
Yes,
you
ma'am.
best of luck.
Thank you.